Give you guys a little show of where I am right now. I'm in a cemetery. Sorry, this flashlight's not the best. This cemetery is where my brother and my grandfather have been laid to rest. And the reason I came here is, well, my brother's here. You have to excuse me. But also I wanted to tell everybody a little story. And you'll have to excuse the lighting. But anyway, story time. When I was about 15, I'm going to head back to the truck while I tell this story. I've done what I need to do here, so we'll just head back. When I was about 15, I was sitting in Mom and Dad's house. We grew up right by the Bay of Fundy in Nova Scotia. Middle of the winter. Keep in mind, this happens middle of the winter, January. It's been snowing for days, cold as hell outside. Bitter wind coming in off the ocean. But I'm sitting there watching TV and something catches my eye. And I look over towards the window and there is a young woman standing in the window wearing nothing but a nightgown. She was, I don't know, late teens, early 20s, young woman, right? And it's bitter cold outside, wind's blowing. It's not actively snowing, but the wind is blowing snow around. And she's just in a white nightgown. And of course, I'm thinking, like, she must be in trouble, right? I mean, why else would somebody just be standing outside in this kind of weather? In nothing but a nightgown. So I throw my shoes on, or my boots, and I throw my winter jacket on, and outside I go. And I go over to where that window is, and there's nothing there. So as I walk around the house, I get to the window, and there's nothing there. There's no signs of anyone even being there. There's no footprints, there's no anything. Nothing. No people that I can see. I call out, nobody answers. Now, granted, with the wind blowing, it wouldn't have taken long for the footsteps to grow in, or to blow in and cover over. And, sorry, I was just out in the cold, so my nose is a bit runny. And it never occurred to me at the time that if somebody was in distress, they'd be knocking on the window for help or something like that. None of that occurred to me at the time. But there was nothing there at all. Nothing. Leading up to this event, I had been feeling things, I guess sensing things that weren't normal. Had no idea what they were. Thought I was going crazy, but that night, when that happened, I was absolutely convinced at that point that ghosts were real, that the paranormal was real, and I was sold. I mean, and I've been digging into it ever since. I just haven't been doing videos. Now, most of my videos coming up, I mean, I shouldn't even say most. Some of my videos coming up will not just be me by myself. My wife is taking part in these videos coming up. My son in some of them as well. They may not be in all of them. It may be mainly me, but there's going to be a lot of videos where they're going to be in them as well. So I'm not just going to be wandering around creepy, scary locations all by myself all the time. Maybe sometimes, though. We'll see. But I thought it would be interesting for you guys to hear a little bit of the backstory behind what got me interested to begin with. Now, when I talk about things that piqued my interest, I mean, like I said, that event was definitely the one that cinched it. But even leading up to that, like I said, I was starting to sense things. I had no idea what was going on. even hearing voices in my head a little bit, which I know makes me sound like an absolute kook. But I had no idea what they were. And I'm not saying that I'm a medium. I'm not. I can't walk into a place and just start talking to ghosts, okay? I am, however, sensitive. I can usually get a pretty good read on a place and feel it, I guess you could say. Just feel it. And it's not 100% accurate, mainly because I've never fostered that. I've never tried to develop it, I guess you could say. For many years, I tried to shut it off. But I can walk into I've had incidences where I've refused to walk into places because I felt something off about the place, where, no, I'm not going in there. And the next day you find out something bad happened to somebody that did go in. I've only ever seen 2 full-bodied apparitions in my life. I just told you about one of them. And the other one, I guess, wasn't even full-bodied. It was more like chest up. But I've had a lot of experiences, which I'll tell you about over time. There's the Ouija board incident. There's the seance incident, where the books came flying off the bookshelves. Hell, there's even a UFO incident, which has nothing to do with ghosts, but it's still paranormal. Maybe we'll do videos about those someday too, if you guys can remind me down the road if it's something you're interested in seeing. But there's been a lot of things over the years. I've just never gone as far as trying to put anything on video, so I have no evidence whatsoever. And that's unfortunate, because if there's no evidence, it didn't happen, right? I know it happened, but I can't prove it happened, therefore it didn't happen. It's basically how the debunking world, the skeptics, look at it, right? Anyway, guys, I'm sorry for rambling. I just thought it would be an interesting story for you to hear, so you know a little bit about my background. And that's it. And now I got to get back on track for the video I was making when I decided to pull in here. And we're going to go finish making that video now. Alright, guys, bye now.